I want to make sure and reiterate this, that I'm not a racist person, nor am I a person that hates certain individuals. I love all of humanity. I want to see all of humanity making a new kingdom. But nevertheless, there is true Hebrews. There is a true people of the Most High that is scattered throughout the nations of the earth this day. It is not whom that many people believe they are, such as the so-called Jews in the nation-state of Israel that we so see before us right now. I would interject that the true biblical Hebrews are the so-called African-American people that are scattered abroad throughout the world. Oh, and you can do your due diligence and research these things out to see if they be so. It is very important that you understand who the true Hebrews are, because that end-time prophecy, lots of it, surround these individuals. I am a Gentile. I know exactly who I am, but it seems to be the one group of people in the world that have been, by the rest of the world, tried to be dumbed down to the fact or completely erase their history from history, is the African American people, so-called, that are scattered throughout the nation.
What is it that keeps us stuck right there in that comfortable position of untruth?
No matter what you're presented with, you still want to dispute this and maintain your superior, pompous, arrogant attitudes. And it makes me sick. I come across these so-called biblically based websites, and listed for the 12 tribes of Israel are all European countries. What is wrong with you people? You should be ashamed of yourselves. After everything these people have been through at the hand of the white man, slaughtered, ran off their land, sold into bondage, had their heritage stolen from them, would it kill you? Would it kill you to acknowledge the fact that these could be God's chosen elect? Well, evidently so. And unfortunately, in the words of King Solomon, there's nothing new under the sun.
Hello everybody. This video is to show you who the true Hebrews or Jews are, or Yehudim. The people in Israel right now are not Jews. They're Khazars. Your true Jews, or your true Yehudim, are the so-called black person, or African American, as you like to call them sometimes. They're not African at all. They're the true Jews. They're the true Hebrews that were brought over here on ships, which the scriptures mention.
Tell me, what did you mean in the title of your book that the Jewish people had been invented?
It isn't a provocation. I meant it. I think that the Jewish people was invented, like the French people, like the Italian people. You see, to build nations in the modern times, historians started to build to the past peoples. Between these peoples, I think that in the second half of the 19th century, the Jewish people was invented.
Now, you have drawn on all sorts of evidence to show us that things which most of us took for granted as having had happened, even if they did not justify the foundation of the State of Israel 2,000 years later, actually never happened at all. Tell us about some of that.
You know, in an interview in the radio, I can say one thing. To take, for example, the exile. You see, the exile is so important to the Jewish history. Everybody knows that the Jewish were exiled 2,000 years ago. But, you know, when I started to work about it, I was surprised not to find even one book, one research book about the exile. The exile of the Jew in the beginning of our time didn't happen. Now, it shocked a lot of people. It shocked myself when I started to work about it. But the Jewish were never exiled from Palestine. And most of the Jews came from conversions, massive conversions that started in the Antiquity and continued to the Middle Age. Then my conclusion, my book, is to accept, first of all, the fact that Jewishness is a religion and not a people. Secondly, that most of the Jewish in the world are descendants of converted people. I don't think it's a shame to be a descendant of conversion, and I think that most of the Jews in the world are descendants of conversion.
Man up, woman up! Let's face reality.
The true nationality of the so-called black people is Israelite, or Hebrew Israelites, and they're a nation of people who descended from Jacob, who was later named Israel. who had 12 sons, who became the 12 tribes, who multiplied into the uncountable number of Israelites that are as the sands of the seas today. Can't count them, there's so many. Yes, they are Hebrew Israelites. And that's not a religion, that's not a cult, it's strictly a nationality bloodline of people. And it's that simple. They're a bloodline, and you cannot convert into being an Israelite. You can't, change to be an Israelite. You are what your father was, what your forefathers are.
If after you do this research, which I don't expect you to take anything that I'm telling you, look it up for yourself, do the research. That's what I did. Anytime I was shown a scripture, shown something in a book, I'd look it up myself and do the same thing. And if at the end of that you still can't see it, then I really don't know what else to say. But I want the black Hebrew Israelites, I'm trying to help to get them woke up and to see the rich heritage that they really have, and what a blessing to be one of God's chosen people. I mean, honestly, I'd give my left foot to be one of God's chosen people. So I'm just trying to help and get this out there, and I'm hoping that if one person listens to what I have to say and they see the truth, then great. I'm ecstatic. So I'm hoping that this helps, and I hope everybody enjoyed my video. Thank you.
Whitewashing is in everything. The media, the education, history is whitewashed and biased. Education is whitewashed and biased.
The true Jews, according to the Bible, you can check it in the Bible, you can read Job 30:30 and some other places. They have never been white. They have been people of color. And they have not stopped in Ethiopia. They were in Ethiopia, Sudan, and they have settled in West Africa. From West Africa, they have been taken as slaves to America. Brothers and sisters, blacks of America, it's you. You are the true Hebrews. You are the true Hebrews from the Bible. America gonna do everything, gonna invest as much money as it has, gonna fight as much wars as they can, gonna invite as much weapons as they can, just to hide this away from you. Gonna take Israel, gonna bring white people here, and to tell you these are the Jews, gonna kill you, gonna kill Arabs, gonna mistreat white people like this guy, just to tell you this lie, that you are nobody and we are the Jews with all the history and so on. It has been deleted, your history. You don't know who you are. Don't forget about it. This is why America has been taking your history away, never to find out that it's all about you. I'm telling you this, please. I don't ask you to come to Israel and to start a revolution. I'm just asking you to start thinking this way, to believe me a little bit. Because I'm living in Israel and I'm part of this injustice. I really believe that people like me and you, we can bring the justice back. Thank you.
The Hebrews, the Israelites, are people of color. Alright? Now, this teaching offends Khazars. This teaching offends Europeans in general. But it's timely. And I repeat this over and over and over again, but it's timely and it needs to be discussed and it needs to be talked about. Okay, so I want to get right into it. The biblical Egyptians, the ancient Egyptians, were people of color. They would be so-called black people today. Okay, and they're still that way. All right, the Egyptians who are living in Egypt now are not who was living there back when the Bible was being compiled. Okay, those people have been pushed into the Sudan. Okay, all right. The last one I want to get. Listen, the last one I want to get. You're going to pick up on this real fast. Okay. Acts 13:1. Listen to what Simeon was called. in Acts 13:1. Okay? Acts 13:1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger, and Lucius of Cyrene, and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch, and Saul. Simeon was called Niger, Niger. And that word, my friend, is a Latin word meaning black. And it was referring to people's skin color. Okay? And Niger just happens to be where that foul word comes from, if you add a G onto it, and that is what the whole planet calls Hebrews to this very day. Niger. The main reason this is so important today is because you have all these Christians and all these people on the earth that think they're following the Bible, pointing to a specific people group over in Israel today, and they are totally missing the real Israel. Okay, they've identified Israel, they haven't correctly identified Israel, and it is leading to all kinds of chaos on the earth. Okay? Most people are looking at who is over there in this land today, and they are calling them Israel. I mean, I'm talking about big name preachers. I'm talking about, run-of-the-mill preachers in small congregations. 99% of them who have a church front, who have a building, are calling Khazars Hebrews. And they are completely misfiring. So that's why it's important. Okay? The other reason it's important is because it's just the truth. We should be a people who speak the truth no matter what. Okay? That should be our main objective, is to speak the truth. As a sister reminded me the other day, it's what makes us free. Okay? John 8:31 and 32. The truth makes you free. Shalom.